Testing, testing. What's up, y'all? What a day. What's happening, Let's Mars? How are you, dude? What a day. What a very explosive move in the last 24 hours. Like, that's an incredible $5,700 move and climbing, right? Back to 102,795, staring down at 103K. It's really gunning for it. What's up, Crypto Storm? I just bumped the music up a touch. Thought I'd just capture the move, you know? Wanted to sort of get it on stream. If I can talk a little bit about ranges, though, and like where we've come from, I'll cover that. Let's just sort of get a bit of perspective on what happened. I'll get rid of them just to make it a little clearer. But here's the all-time high. It's been like since inauguration day, US president inauguration, 20th of January, it's been a downtrend. It's just been lower highs. This, for the whole market, this point here, like these were the last significant highs of the downtrend, I would argue. And this point right here, right there, is when we flipped bullish. Not to mention we came out of a falling wedge, but that's another setup. That's another hint as to what happened. Like how the hell did we escape? You know what I mean? But to me, yeah, like this point right here is the moment you broke structure and got a higher high for once, you know? Because we were getting lower highs all year. What are we now? We're in May. It's taken until May. Well, late April. I mean, it kind of got rocking and rolling since April. But this, look. I'm pretty sure I covered this on the last stream. I haven't streamed in a little while, but we were talking about, you know, the fact that the tide has shifted, like the tables have turned again. So that's cool. On a more micro level, like let me go to like the 4 hour. We've still beautifully maintained our uptrend. What's up, Honest? What's up, Anonymous? We got stuck in like this ascending channel, these purple parallels here. You know, we had two very significant touches on it, maybe even three if you count that as like a double. But either way you cut it, like that was a very prominent line based off two substantial pivot points, and all I did was duplicate that line to the downside, to the bottom side of this channel, and found that there was like a harmony there. There's like A, B, and then like a C pivot, and that produced a line this way. And then it's like, okay, if we really dial into it, go down to like the hourly, look at the reactions that came in. Like it was very much like causing resistance at that point. When we break through it, it causes support, see? And these lines were established all the way back here. You know, these lines were set in, they're baked in, just as they're still baked in, right? You know, they could cause some activity going forward too. So, but anyway, the point was, yeah, like you can see trend lines do have significance. Like there is interesting like inflection points that come off them sometimes. Yeah, look, I mean, look at this one. The setup from, well, maybe that's the line on the top here that caused that, but the setup from like back here, from these two, causing that third one. It's not totally clean, but it is there, you know, which is confirmed by the bottom touches. Anyway, these little dotted boxes were the current ranges that we were dealing with, because we got stuck in a range for a series of days. Initially it was this. We broke out through the top of that and formed a new range, which is why I've drawn a second rectangle there. And yeah, we did break out of that. You could even say that there's a third one, but which kind of exists like here, and then, you know, comes down like that. And that's the recent one we broke out of, but you can see it's been doing that staircase kind of behavior where it forms highs and then breaks them. You know, forms highs over here, breaks them, forms new highs here, breaks them, got back under them, but because of those highs that were set, it's got something to break. Like we had something to aim for. And then meanwhile, no low has come in lower, even down on the 4-hour chart. Like we've had, it all started from this double bottom. We had, okay, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher, higher, at like a double. And then this cluster here is higher than the previous cluster. This was higher, significantly higher, and now we've launched off. Now, if you go down to even smaller time frames, like the hourly and the 15-minute, you can see that this setup. Let's go down the 15-minute. Actually, this was a bull flag. D-Block highlighted this. I've been spending a little time in there, catching up with his crew, but check it out. Like there was this beautiful bull flag set up right here. And it's certainly hit its measured move target. Like if you take, you take the flagpole and you take it to the breakout point, it's certainly hit. And not only has it hit the target, it's actually going beyond the target, so of that setup anyway. So that's cool. Now we're sort of, it's like, okay, what do we have ahead of us? Like what's left? What kind of hurdles are in the way? Currently, it looks like we're dealing with this same level that caused resistance over here. But I don't know, as a point of significance, I don't think that's going to be too difficult to get through. I think now that we've got 100K under our belt again, maybe there will be a back test potentially, right? But this is a very significant like price point to be above 100,000. It's such a big psychological level. I'm gonna delete some of these lines just for clarity's sake. Like I think I'll get rid of the bull flag now. I don't really need these range boxes anymore. And yeah, this one sort of got made redundant, this line. Don't need that line. We're just cleaning things up. Yeah, look, I'll get rid of that. I don't think it's totally necessary. There is like a bigger line now in play because we've got like macro pivoting. This is a starting point. That's another touch over here. So there could potentially be a trend to keep an eye on, like going like that. So I'll leave that in. But from a Fibonacci perspective, it's like, have we crushed all the levels? Like, I think the final fib level that we need to go beat or test would be like the 786. What's up, Elephant? So let's see if that. Yeah, look, we're right on it. We're right on the 786. It's the final hurdle on the Fibonacci retracement. So if we can get a 1-to-1 retracement all the way back up to the all-time high, then we're set. You know, we're looking good. But I mean, check out the golden pocket, like the golden ratio causing traffic. Like there was a big pivot off it right here. And, you know, we got that pullback. But this, yeah, this reconsolidation zone right here, this has all just been very, like, bullish. Just like over here, like, you know, it does these little reconsolidations, you know, along the way up. Sometimes they look a bit more obvious, like a flag, like back here, and like a bull flag. But yeah, like occasionally they'll, like this one was like an expanding wedge, like a rising, broadening wedge. But yeah, like you could argue that it's similar to what happened back here. Like you have this broadening wedge, because look, it does kind of broaden, doesn't it? Like if you link up the highs, it goes more like that. Similar, very similar. Similar times, similar push. But my favorite, or what has been my favorite, is to track falling wedges and get the so-called bounce off the flipper, as I like to call them, where, you know, you do a falling wedge, you break out of it, and then you back check the top edge of the wedge. Like you back test it as support, and then you go. That's happened a few times in Bitcoin's history. Like, see, there was probably another big one here, like on the bear market of 2022. If you like link up, you know, all of the highs here, you can see that bounced off the flipper to some extent. I think it came from about here, came across, something like that. You could even argue it was more sharp like that, but either way, like the top side was a bit more important. I think, you know, the lows can do whatever they want, but when you're tracking a falling wedge, you're keeping your eye on the highs because you want the structure to break. Like you want to know the moment that you get that structure break, and that came in. It actually came in before the FTX crash. The FTX crash caused the recheck, like that caused our retest of the falling wedge, and then we were just grinding sideways. Remember, the market was extremely fearful down in this basement here, and then, you know, it took the turn of the year from 2022 into 2023 to finally turn the page and recover that FTX crash, and that's what sent us on our way. We've just been appreciating in value ever since then. Like Bitcoin's just been growing in price. So yeah, these falling wedges, I love them. They're great. What else have we got? We got another one over here. There might be, this is another example. I'll just do one more example, then we're good. But you can see, yeah, it was another recheck type style of move. Like it came in, got the breakout, and then the back test even, you know. You can see it lines up quite handsomely with the other, like the highs here. You had, you know, a critical pivot right here, another big important pivot right here, causing resistance on that push and causing resistance on that push. So that was like a 4, maybe more, maybe 5 or 6, but like at least 1, 2, 3, 4 checks of resistance, like on the way down, and then you finally got that break, and then back check, and it caused support, So it's like an SR flip almost, right? And it's like, yeah, it's like the break, hook, and go, or the bounce off the flipper, as I call it. But yeah, that's kind of what happened recently. So these moments during a bull market are what throw us an opportunity. And sadly, like, some people lose faith and they lose hope when these moments in the middle of a bull cycle happen. You know, it even get, like, I was getting concerned too. Like, it's normal. Like, after, when you see bearish price action, you know, you start to get concerned about things. Because, you know, there's gonna be a point where it just doesn't recover. You know, it gets that bearish start, but that's yeah, it's not what's happening now. I think we're getting like a really nice bounce reaction. So there's just 2 more hurdles to go. That's the 786 and then the all-time high. Like, we sure as hell, there's a big threat of us coming and getting like a double top, or even like a swing fail. Like, if we just go to like 115k and then come back and then that's it. Like, there's risks to like being in this area too. But yeah, it'd be great to just get the market to move with confidence through this point and sustain support and then climb higher. You know, that's what we want to see, to continue this bull run that we've had. I mean, I think we should all be pretty damn grateful that we've had such a long growth cycle from down here. I mean, yes, this is the floor of the bear market, but we've been looking good for some time. These have actually been a blessing. These long pauses in the market have afforded us time to basically establish support. Because in order to move higher, you need structure. Like, you need to do these pullbacks to go higher, you know? That's how you get much higher targets. If you try and do it all at once, if you try and, you know, you're gonna cause like a blow off top style move, because it's way too deviated from the average. You know, it's too risky. But if you do it sustainably and off support, like, you do this like healthy growth, and that's how you get much higher targets, I think. But let's see where it goes. I don't want to speak too soon, but yeah, you want to see that, like I said, that 0.786 beaten, and then also the all-time high. It's the last 2 hurdles. The last 2 hurdles. This in itself, this top edge of this falling wedge was a hurdle, and we got through it, so that was cool. I'm just gonna watch, really, at the moment. I'm not really I'm not here to make any calls or any, like, I'm not gonna be saying anything that profound or anything like that. I just wanted to jump on here and catch up with you guys. So, but look at, I mean, Ethereum. Look at that. Let's go to the daily. That's a big deal. That candle right there. 20% up. When's the last time that it pulled a candle like that in a single day? I think it was back here. On the 20th of May, it went up 19%. That's the last time it did an impressive move on the daily chart of this magnitude. Like, yes, there's been rallies, but, you know, that's spread out over a number of days. But a single day performance, I don't think Ethereum, this is a record. This could be a record day for Ethereum as far as performance, but I'm sure we can find a bigger day. Let's see. Performance. Yeah, look, this one hit 26% up. This is back on the 3rd of January of 2021. Single day performance. But price move, like, that's a big move. Let me just go logarithmic. There's still so much recovery movement and potential on Ethereum too. Like, we're all the way down here, The highs are all the way up here. That's still a big trade. That's still a big gap to fill, you know? It's not a gap, but you know what I mean. Can I take a look at Doge Van? I've never heard of Doge Van. I think Ethereum can get back to 4,000, no problem. I mean, it's a little under 100% up from here, but I don't think it's going to straight line it. Like it's going to take time to do that. But yeah, I still have concerns in the long run. Like I'm talking super macro, like as far as the existence of crypto. Like I'd like to see Ethereum succeed and do well and be useful and functional like we want it to be, right? But it's got things like Solana and Sui hot on its heels, trying to do the same job, trying to do it better, basically. So ETH has that to contend with, but you know, it can be upgraded, it can be improved upon. So it's still the old Ethereum that we know. Like it still works as we've known it to work. I mean, it did have that proof of work to proof of stake switch, the big, you know, the big change in mechanics. But yeah, let me. Let's Mars says it's this guy who rescues dogs and transports them across the US. Has a crypto that funds it. Okay, Doge Fan. Okay, I've never heard of it, but I'll look it up. Let me see. Doge Van. Is that the ticker? Doge Van. I need the ticker. Let me search it on CoinMarketCap. Doge Van. Oh, okay. It's like a radium coin or something. It's like a micro cap, dude. $65,000 coin. Yeah. Doge Van Soul. If this is it, man, it's still it's in the it's like in the crypto nursery. If it's like on Radium, like it's a DeFi thing. I can't view it on TradingView, but this is the best we can do. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's very small. It's only $64,000 market cap, so it's a micro. But yeah, a lot of the things that start off on like Radium and Pump.fun, they have potential to get somewhere. It needs that. It needs to grow its attention. You know, it needs people to see it. But yeah, not sure. Bitcoin's climbing right now, so I'm not really going to look too much at alts. I'm going to be focusing on the big guys. Bitcoin XRP's also climbing. I've got like an alert set up here. I actually have a position in XRP that did go underwater, but it looks like it's about to break even. But I'm going to leave that position open for some time, because I do think that XRP will do some pretty spectacular moves. It's just waiting on the rotation of money from Bitcoin, I think, because that's what tends to happen. You get rotation of money, of liquidity from Bitcoin into the altcoin market. But yeah, look at that, 103,000. That's awesome. Things are really heating up. We got 11 people watching the stream. What's up? What's up, guys? 12 people, 5 likes. Smash up the like button. I knew Satoshi was a crypto down under fan. I hope so. That would be kind of cool. I've always wondered, like, I'd like to think that Satoshi Nakamoto is just an individual, like a single person, like a, you know, and it's all as we've been told, like it's just some enthusiast cryptographer guy who made a coin with the help of other people, by the way. He was part of a forum, like a cryptography forum. They're all, you know, they all had their own little projects going on, and Bitcoin is actually like a Frankenstein of a bunch of different things, of ideas from like the 90s. So it's not like purely original. Bitcoin's not an original idea. It's a new thing, but it's the creation of a bunch of different concepts. Like, you know, a public ledger, like finite supply, like a, you know, cap supply, decentralized, like all these little things is what that community had been working on. So pretty cool. But with that being said, like if Satoshi Nakamoto is just a person, it's like, okay, one, are they still alive? And two, do they have a family, like loved ones, that know about them and that know that they are the father of Bitcoin, so to speak? And it's like, wow, what a thing. Like, can you just imagine? It makes you, yeah, it really makes you wonder, like, who knows? Who actually knows it's this person? Or is it so secret that even his family doesn't know that he's Satoshi? You know what I mean? Yeah. There's so much mystery around it, but I think the important thing isn't so much who Satoshi is, it's more about, like, it's Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the star of the show. Like, that's what everyone should focus on. And I'm sure that's what, like, Satoshi Nakamoto would intend on. He never intended to get famous, obviously. Otherwise, he wouldn't be anonymous. But yeah, the market is loving this. Like, it's really turning up. So the stock market is still in post-market trade. So it's still in post. It will be so for another 2.5 hours. So that's that blue region, which is the aftermarket. So you actually had a pullback on the S&P 500 into aftermarket. Like it's sort of the last hour there was a down candle, and yet crypto is still, like, you know, moving up beautifully. Bitcoin does not care. Like it's actually pulled away. It's very much decoupled from using the SPY for its intraday movements, I think. It's starting to mature as its own asset. I hope that remains a feature and that it just becomes more so its own thing. Like, it doesn't depend on, you know, the influence of the stock market to move and make moves. Hopefully that's hopefully that just continues to get more of a feature of Bitcoin. Just looking at this line, I just want to see if I can revise it, make it a bit more. There's a bit more a confluence between these points, actually. Can you see that? Look at that. You've got 3 touches there. So maybe I'll lock that in. The other idea was it coming from this double bottom, but it's a little steep, it's a little too deep, and you only get 2 touches off it, so the more touches the better. So that's 3. Well, I think I'll leave it like that. Is there a parallelity to it? Like if I duplicate this, could there be a parallel? Maybe, but it's not so clean on the top side. The top side, I feel, is more like doing this. Like you've got this expansion like that. So maybe we should be following and tracking when it gets in touch with this line. I mean, I'm not suggesting that it finds resistance there, but pay attention to it, because you may get a bump off it if it's following this this line here. It seems to be. There's like 4 touches there. There's 1, 2, 3, and then pretty much 4 there. It's not quite touching, but yeah, there's like 4, I would say. So just be careful of a 5th touch. We'll see how we go. Maybe I'll perforate the line so that it can get through, and we'll keep that one solid so that it supports the price. What? I'm gonna have a look at the memes, man. Look at the hourly chart on the memes. Peanut is going up. Everything's ripping. Look at Peanut. Peanut's up like basically 40%. Popcat's seen some love over the last couple of days. This coin called Pengu. Beautiful candle there. Chill guy, fart coin. Like, I mean, look. Pepe though. Pepe coin. Is Pepe a meme on Ethereum, or is it a Solana meme? I think it might be ETH. It might be ETH based, and that's why it's done that. Don't know. Maybe someone can answer in the chat, like, you know what? I'm gonna Google it. Google AI can answer this question. Is Pepe coin on Ethereum? Yeah, it's launched on Ethereum. There you go. So that's probably why it's seeing like such an incredible rip to the upside. I know that Bonk is on Solana. I think Whiff might be Ethereum too. Let me have a look. Dog Whiff hat. No, Whiff is not on the Ethereum blockchain. It's on Solana. Okay, so Whiff and Bonk, they're both Solana. Pepe's Ethereum. I know that Chill Guy and Peanut are both on Solana because they came from Pump.fun type. Yeah, a lot of memes have come off Solana like recently. A lot of the new ones, but yeah, the old ones, like I think even Shiba Inu was an Ethereum chain. Like, let me just Google this. What are the Ethereum meme coins? What meme coin is built on Ethereum? Okay. $99bitcoins.com. 11 best Ethereum meme coins to buy in 2025. The ultimate list. Okay, these are random. I've never heard of these. I've heard of obviously Pepe, Shiba Inu, and Floki, but oh, Harry the Hippo. Okay, I have actually heard of that one. Yeah. Anyway, that's a bit of a kind of digressing then. But wow, Pepe, what a day for Pepe. That's cool. Let's look at the blue chips as well. Get all this reset back to view. Dogecoin, like Doge is almost back to 20 cents. That's awesome. Sui, man, Sui is exciting. Sui has been doing like a lot of moves lately. Like if I just take all the lines off, you can see it's this section here that has stood out to me, like this climb here. You know, if you look at that region, what did XRP during that time? It went sideways, whereas Sui is like leveling up. Like it was incredible, an incredible expansion. it sort of ran with Bitcoin in a way. But this is definitely, I think Ethereum is the star of today, for sure. And it's still growing too, like it's still going up. This daily has exactly 2.5 hours to go, so it'll be a solid daily candle if it closes, you know, up around these regions. Like that'll be an incredible day. Yeah, Mudang did go crazy. Yes, I might switch out my Popcat for Mudang to watch on this 8-panel thing. Mudang. Oh, dude, Mudang, incredible. It's over 100% up, 124% up. Woo! I know Drew was in that. Drew Crypto. Mudang. Well, it's 7:30 a.m. here in Australia. I've only had half my coffee, but this is one of those mornings where you don't even need a coffee. Like the market will wake you up, you know what I mean? We got 20 people. 20 people are now tuned in and watching and listening. What's happening, Nick? Nick O'Brien. Oi. I don't know what to look at, man. There's so much going on. There's the memes, and then there's the blue chips. I do like the blue chips. I mean, come on. Look at that. XRP so close to my to my break even. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's fun to be live in these kind of days, you know. It's kind of what I was holding out for something like this. I haven't streamed in a little while. But yeah, holding out for something worth watching, I guess. Something worth talking about. Because it's been a lot of the same, you know? Like I felt like, oh yeah, I analyzed the market once and it's like you come back a week later and nothing much has changed, you know? But now that there's definitely stuff to talk about, so that's cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna let the charts do the talking, really. Hopefully Bitcoin can hold its progress, like, you know, maintain levels above 100,000. Yeah, it has certainly been sideways a lot. It is kind of cool. It's like the more sideways it goes, the more wound up it gets, you know? It's like a spring. You get this huge eruption eventually. We're just lucky that it erupted to the upside and not the downside this time. Sui's looking strong. I'm gonna jump down to like the 15-minute chart. Yeah, Drew. Rockets. Exactly. Yep. Drew Crypto. Yep. He's in D-Block's channel. If you guys, like, I'm sure most of you that are tuned in right now on my channel, watching my stream, are aware of D-Block. He's from our community from back in 2021, when everyone sort of started out on Tame the Ark. Like that's where he comes from. But he's got his own channel now. So I'm gonna link that in the chat too. He goes by the Market Cipher by D-Block. That's it there. That's his channel. So if you haven't already, that's where Drew and D-Block are hanging out, and yeah. it's incredible. Like once we got through. Oh, there's Satoshi. What's up, Satoshi Nakamoto? Once we got through 100,000, it just see how it flipped a switch. Like it just went for it. You know, the expansion was very fast. Like it just punched it. Didn't even take a day to get, like, you know, there was no sort of step back. It just went for it. It's great. I mean, you could argue, okay, yeah, no, we did spend a couple hours like pulling back from an initial test, like right here, but oh, we didn't give up any lows, did we? We sort of made a higher low off that pullback. So yeah, very cool. And now we're here. Very cool indeed. I think the 15-minute chart is like a nice, happy compromise between low time frame and high time frame. It's like you can still get context of where prices come from and see like relatively where, like what it's doing right now. You know, you get a feel for it. So 15 minutes is not bad to follow. Yeah, we've got, our community has had so many characters, you know, through the years. People come and go, some stay around, some reconnect after a time, you know, after many years or months of separation. Like for me, it's been good to reconnect with D-Block and Drew, because I haven't really like spent a lot of time with them, like to chat with them, since they sort of hung around in Tame's channel, and I went to a different channel. I went to B's channel and spent even some time in my own channel, like when I was still trying to make that happen. But yeah, anyway, that's Discord. Discord's another realm. I prefer to stay focused on crypto. Crypto's more important to me than Discord, but I still like the community. Yeah, Pisket's around. He's still kicking. He comes in and out. But yeah, this market, like this bull cycle has seen so many weird chapters. Like we had the pump.fun chapter, like that was in like November, December of last year. You had just these random things coming out and getting pumped on the Solana chain. It's very funny. You know, even the president of the United States launched something on pump.fun. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it was on pump.fun, but it definitely was a Solana meme coin. And then you had his wife, Melania Trump, launching a coin as well. Both of them pumped and dumped, but now they're sort of, I'm guessing that the Trump coin is like rising again. Let's have a look. Open up the Trump meme coin just for fun. Let's have a look at it. It's like Trump official or something like that. Yeah, look. So that's where it's been in the past. That's the pump that I'm talking about. And then it dumped, and then it found new lows. Let's go logarithmic. Yeah, like it's... I wouldn't rule it out that it could potentially rally. Like, when things get silly, like when the market gets silly, I think this could certainly do some crazy things in the future. But let's see. Like I was saying yesterday in one of the channels, I was just saying that the memes, they seem broken, but they're not. It's just that they're not. It's just not that phase. It's not that. The recipe's not there yet. The conditions. They're very sensitive. They need the right conditions to move. And it's like, okay, we're starting to see the style of conditions that they do move in, and that's Bitcoin ripping to the upside and opening the market back up again. That's like one of the conditions. It's like a prerequisite, right? So we're just waiting on that rotation. We're waiting on Bitcoin dominance to fall. I'll have a quick look at Bitcoin dominance as well while we're at it. BTC.D. If I've got a chart for it, there it is. So you can see it's been on it's just been on this massive growth path. It was like a rising wedge, but it's still rising. Like it's just grinding on up, claiming more and more dominance. Makes you wonder, have we spent this long climbing on dominance before? Like, okay, let's measure it. If that's a measure of time, yeah, I mean, we started to lose dominance well sooner in the 2019. Oh yeah, that was just that sort of recovery rally, that bear market rally in 2019 that took it up to 14,000. And then it lost the dominance again, but then had a real big respike in like January of 2021. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if Bitcoin can make it all the way back up to 72% dominance like it has in the past. Like that's a lot of dominance, but we'll see. I don't know, maybe. A lot of money would have to flow into Bitcoin to achieve dominance back up at 72%. Because look at the size of the total crypto market cap is like $3 trillion now. Almost 3.2 trillion, right? We were on our way not that long ago to $4 trillion. Like we made it to 3 3/4, like 3.73. So it's been a very dramatic pullback. How many trillions did it fall by? 1.42 trillion pullback. It's like that's quite a lot of money. That's nothing small. The pullback was the size of the total crypto market cap, or bigger than the crypto market cap back in 2017-18. That's crazy. The volatility curve, man. So this is like the kind of behavior that we've been tracking. It's like, okay, is it going to do like this style of pullback, like where it goes back under and then launches? Or is it going to just do like a big punch through it like that? And it's looking more like this one. It's looking more like that one. Because, you know, it's sneaked above it and then it's done like a 2-month pullback underneath, just like here. Although this, I don't know, it didn't spend quite the amount of time we have this time around. We've spent a little bit more time below the old total all-time high as a pullback. I think that's due to the tariff fear dump that we saw. You know, it's taken some time to reclaim any kind of optimism in the markets, but yeah, I think this could very much get back on track and start climbing again. Crypto total crypto market cap. I might have to start extending that line across, to be honest, because we're running out of runway. There we go. We'll put that little question mark down or over here, so it's out of the way. But yeah, total looking good. Go down to like the weekly. It's been a really nice 5 weeks, almost 5 weeks of bounce and recovery, you know. There's still some room to move to get the total recovery on total crypto market cap. Let's just check the fib levels on it. Why is it not drawing? Hang on a second. There we go. So we've hit the good old golden pocket of resistance at the moment. Like that's where we're at. We saw there was some traffic in this area before, like these little highs over here, but yeah, it might cause a bit of a pause, or you know, we might have to bull flag and before we launch up again, but see how we go. We'll leave that clean, leave that chart clean. It's total crypto. Go back to I've got so many different layouts. I've got like the US indexes. It's a good layout to look at. That's the daily, so you can see there's been like this beautiful big V-shape bounce. Go on the weekly, it's even more. Like you can see, it's just been wild. Like what a wick. That's a crazy wick to see on the stock market. What are the views? I like checking out the 8-panel. You know, this is my memes, and I look at my alt, like my blue chips, my big coins like Bitcoin. Yeah, I'm just happily waiting in my XRP position. I'm just gonna let it do its thing, because I still think that there's big growth on the table. Check out XRP on like the high time frame. Let's go to the daily even. See all of that room above it to come back up and revisit its all-time high, you know, $3.40. It's a long way up. If you were to take that trade, like even just today, taking it back to revisit all-time high, that's a 47% move, you know. Other coins have more potential, like even Ethereum has more potential than XRP, if you're talking about recovery back to highs. ETH would be, you'd get more performance out of Ethereum in that sense, like if provided and assuming that XRP and Ethereum come back to their highs, which I think is fairly probable. Like there's high probability there of that. It's just a matter of, it's just timing. Like it's like, how long will that take, you know? Because it could take a little bit of time. Anyway, I'm going to go back to that octo view, that 8-panel view, the altcoins. Let's go full screen actually. That. Does that look better? Get rid of this drawing toolbar. Move that down. Well, enjoy the music and the charts. I'm gonna step away from the computer for a little bit, but you think things are pulling back. So from a micro perspective, yes, like things don't just go vertical. They will take rests along the way. Like you can see it. You can see Bitcoin took a rest here, took a rest here. You know, it's just these reconsolidations, but yeah, it's cooling back off. There's a bunch of take profit, no doubt. So, but you know, will it sustain for days on end? I don't know about that. Like we just have to wait and see. But you know, if it needs to rest, it'll rest, and it's only a good thing, I think. What we don't want to see is like the progress given back. You know, we don't want to see us go back under 100, back under 90,000. You know, that's important. What's up, Blake?